Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Ryan. Today we're unpacking a move in the cannabis sector that a lot of retail listeners instinctively read as bad news, but might actually be a strategic setup. I'm joined by Kate, a fixed income specialist who watches corporate finance and listings closely. Kate, great to have you. Remember, if you have questions as we go, you can ask us at stockalpha.ai.
Thanks, Ryan. Happy to be here.
Okay, quick primer. Curaleaf announced a 1-for-3 reverse split that should take effect around June 5th. Most people hear reverse split and picture a company trying to dodge delisting. Walk us through, simply, what a reverse split actually does.
Sure. A reverse split is just arithmetic. You cut the number of shares outstanding and multiply the per-share price. Nothing about the business automatically changes. The meaning depends entirely on why a company does it.
So when is it a warning sign and when is it tactical?
When a tiny, struggling company reverse splits 20-for-1 to avoid a minimum bid delisting, that's often a red flag. The business hasn't improved, and the price usually drifts back down. But when a large company with real scale and improving fundamentals tweaks its share count to meet an exchange's technical threshold, that's strategic positioning. Context matters.
Got it. So what's Curaleaf's context here?
Curaleaf is different from the penny stock example. It already has multi-billion-dollar market capitalization, hundreds of millions of freely traded shares, and material liquidity. Before the split, the stock was trading at about $3.50. A 1-for-3 split would push the per-share price to roughly $10.50, which comfortably clears the typical roughly $4 minimum bid that national exchanges look for. The split fixes the last cosmetic box.
So this isn't about market value or liquidity. Those are fine. It's about that minimum price plus some procedural rules?
Exactly. Exchanges check a handful of things: minimum bid price, public float, and market value of publicly held shares, trading volume and liquidity, and certain seasoning requirements. Curaleaf clears the size and liquidity tests. It's trading on the order of 1 million shares a day, so the liquidity window is trivial. The main mechanical gap was the per-share price, and the split addresses that directly.
Timing's the other piece everyone asks about. Do companies have to wait 90 days after a split to apply to list? So the split could be just procedural. Time to make an application clean and fast. But there was also the federal legality overhang. Can you explain how recent federal moves changed the whole picture?
Yeah, this is the critical part. In late April, the Drug Enforcement Administration reclassified 2 categories of marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Specifically, FDA-approved marijuana drug products and state-licensed medical marijuana. That matters because one of the big reasons large, multi-state cannabis operators couldn't list on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange was that the exchanges have rules against listing companies whose core operations violate federal law. With state-licensed medical cannabis now in Schedule 3, those medical operations no longer carry that federal illegality bar.
So the company can point to its medical assets as lawful operations under federal rules?
Exactly. Curaleaf can structure the listing narrative around its state-licensed medical business, which now sits in a Schedule 3 lane. That helps satisfy the exchange's lawful operations test, while the broader question, whether adult-use cannabis is also rescheduled, continues through an expedited hearing that starts June 29th. The split lines up the share price requirement, right before or during this window.
So, the real question here is Curaleaf trying to be first through that door?
Yes, they've already done the heavy lifting on the corporate side. They moved domicile out of Canada into Delaware earlier this year, which removes a structural obstacle. The split is the last mechanical piece. Make the per-share price fit the exchange's rules and be ready to apply when the regulatory picture supports it. It's a preemptive, front-running move rather than a reactive one. Honestly, I was a bit surprised by this one.
Interesting. Right.
And to add to that, This playbook isn't unique to Curaleaf. Other large operators with substantial state medical footprints and the scale to pass float and market value tests could run the same sequence. Companies like Trulieve, Green Thumb, and Verano have the ingredients: scale, medical exposure, and in some cases, profitability. The only missing cosmetic step for some peers is a share price adjustment.
One quick call out for listeners. We should be clear about what this isn't. Kate, remind folks what you think this analysis is and what it is not.
Sure. This is informational analysis about corporate timing and listing mechanics. It's not personalized investment advice, and I'm not recommending any specific security. Analysts note that rescheduling outcomes, exchange decisions, and timing are uncertain. Anyone thinking about positions should do their own homework or consult a licensed professional.
Great. Before we wrap, give our listeners 2 or 3 quick takeaways to remember.
1. A reverse split is neutral arithmetic. The signal is in the motive. 2. Curaleaf cleared most listing boxes months ago. The split fixes the per-share price so it can be application-ready at the right time. 3. The DEA's reclassification of state medical cannabis into Schedule 3 created a new legal on-ramp to national exchanges, and that timing is the reason this split matters now.
Perfect. If you have questions about anything we discussed today, you can ask us directly at stockalpha.ai. We answer listener questions live. And for more market insights, head over to stockalpha.ai. Thanks for joining, Kate.
Thanks, Ryan. Good to be here.